Okay, homework for 16.4, comparisons of types of functions. State whether each situation is best represented by an exponential or linear. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to look at what's happening, and a lot of that is real easy to determine just based on the context of the problem. It says grows by 3%. Anytime you see a percent, you know immediately that's exponential. And it says write a function to model the situation. So f of x equals our starting point, which is 454 students, times our rate, common ratio. Since it's growing by 3%, remember we changed the percent to a decimal, so 3% is 0.03, and then we add that to 1. If it were decreasing, we would have subtracted, so that's 1.03 to the x. Okay, whereas in a linear model, we go up by the same amount each year, down by the same amount. A salesperson initially earns $50,434 per year and receives a yearly raise of $675. That's the same amount every year. So that $675 is our slope. This is our y-intercept, our starting point. So in this case, our function is y equals mx plus b. And there are our two functions. So the difference in exponential and linear. Now, what about setting it up and then comparing them, okay? Use graphing calculator to answer each question. Okay, so we're going to do problem 10 here. I'm going to change this to white, right over this, create some more room, right over this stuff. Okay. All right, so same concept. Let's go finance, or account A and B each start out with $400. So there's our starting amount. Okay. Account A earns $45 each year, or per year. There's that word per implied here. So that's a linear. So account A is $45 per year, and we started out with $400. Account B earns 5%. So account B, again, we started out with $400. We're earning, so that means we're adding to 5% is 0.05. So we add that to 1. There's our two functions. Now, it says when will account A, or account B, sorry, have more than money than account A? So what we have to do now is we want to go into our calculator and we want to find where these two intersect. Now, you can use the table as well and just scroll down in the table. So you've got like Y1 and Y2. So what you're looking for here is when account B has more. So if you do that, you're looking for where Y2 is bigger than Y1. And you can scroll down, or you can graph it. Now, if you graph it, remember you've got to be able to see the intersection. So you may have to change your window and play around with it to find it. So I'm going to go ahead and put these two functions in. So 45x plus 400. And then 400 parentheses 1.05 raised to x. Go to my table. And if I scroll down, the place where these two change over is, let's see, okay, it's between 30 and 31. 30 and 31. So at 30, this one was, that was 1750, and in 31, this is 1795. And Y2, this one was 1728. Remember, you can put your cursor on it to read the whole number, and that's 7, 8 rounded if you look at it. And then here it's 18, 15.22 again if you round. Put your cursor on there to see that. So here's the place where it changes over. So it wants to know when will account B have more, and that would be in 31 years. Account B is going to be more. Okay, our next problem, problem 16. Each table shows an animal population's change over time. Determine whether each situation is best described by an increasing or decreasing function, and whether a linear or exponential regression should be used. Then find a regression equation for each situation. Evaluate the fit. Okay, so this says find the difference. In other words, it wants you to look at it and say, okay, what's happening from here to here, here to here, here to here, and the way you do that is you subtract. So in this case, this one went up 9, and then the next year from here to here, it went up 12, and then it went up 13, and then it went up 18. So this is definitely an increasing function. These should be empty because you're not comparing anything. There's no y2 to compare it to. For the next one, you're trying to see if it's more of a exponential function. And the way you do that, you do y2 divide by y1. And if you do that, type that, that's about 1.18, okay? I'll make this a little bigger so I can write in it, okay? Then we do the next one. So then we do 70 divided by 58, and that's 1.21. Again, these are approximations. 83 divided by 70, that's 1.19. And then 101 divided by 83, and that's 1.22, okay? So, again, because these are bigger than 1, indicates it's going up. Now, which one's the best fit? In this case, if you look at our exponential, those values are much closer together than these, okay? If it were linear, those would all be like 9, 10, 9, 9, 10, 9, all basically being the same thing, but you see those values are constantly increasing. Now, how do you do your regression? Again, you got to input all this data, so this takes us back to the previous lesson in 16.3. So what I would do would be encourage you, if you did not watch the example problem for 16.3 that I posted on how to use the calculator, I would say go back and do that. But you go to Stat, Edit, type in your list, okay? So this is L1, this is L2. Then after you do your list, you go to Stat, go over to Calculate, and then in this case we know it's a exponential regression. So you go down to number 10, pick number 10, exponential regression, go down to Calculate, and that will give you your regression equation. Now remember, if you needed your correlation coefficient, which is R, okay, and that tells you how close a fit all these are, at the very beginning under mode, you have to go back and turn your stat diagnostic on in order to find R. But remember, you want R to be close to 1 or -1, depending if it's going up or down. In this case, they're going up, okay? So real easy to use the calculator here as long as you know how to input them in.